A very good morning to everyone here present. Thank you for joining in for today's facilitation. I'd like to welcome Dr. Odabo, who is already in the house, and 6 other persons also in the house. Okay, very true also. I have Dr. Helen, who is our rapporteur for today, also in the house. We have 13 minutes to go. Hopefully others will join in. You are most welcome. I strongly believe that we are going to have a very good time. Good morning, Dr. Helen.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Dr. Sam. Good morning, Dr. Helen.
Dr. Miriam is
Good
in
morning,
house.
everyone.
Good morning, Dr. Maria.
Yeah, she's muted. All right, so we wait for the next 12 minutes and Dr. Helen.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Dr. Inya. I am the person coordinating the program this morning, Dr. Helen Inya. Good morning, Dr. Odaba. You are welcome. All
Hello,
the
Dr.
participants,
Helen. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So I welcome every one of you to this meeting. Good morning, my director.
Good morning, doctor.
You are welcome to the meeting. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, everyone.
So we have 4 minutes to start. Sharing this. Okay. So we are about to start. Once again, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, doctor.
So it's almost time.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Please, who is sharing the screen?
Starboy is the one sharing the screen.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, thank you, sir. We are going to call our facilitator for this morning in the person of Dr. Odabo to take off the floor. Thank you. Please, sir, you can start.
Okay. Good morning again, Dr. Helen. Good morning, Dr. Sam. Thank you, everyone, for having me. It's a pleasure being here. I can see we have about 30 people in class today. So I will get straight into it, right? Okay, for the topic we have today, business modeling is what we have today. My webcam isn't working at the moment, so apologies, I can't put on my video. However, I'm very excited about this topic. It's a very, very interesting one, and I'll do my best to explain it over the next 1 hour. Okay, so business modeling. Basically, what is business modeling? It's a strategic management tool, right? And what does it talk about? It helps you describe a business visually in one shot, in one picture. You understand what a business model is. That's the essence of the business model canvas. It's a strategic management tool, right? So what are the things we'll discuss under this business model? It includes the business model canvas itself, how to prepare it. Also, we'll be talking about market research and customer segmentation, right? All the information you get from that also funneled into the business model canvas. Then the value proposition design. It's a way that shows you how to create the value you're offering. What is the value you're offering to customers? As simple as it sounds, many businesses have started and failed because they have no clarity on the value their product or service is bringing to the customer, right? So this is why how to design your value proposition is very important. The next thing you also learn is revenue models. And how the company or the business will make money from that product or service. And lastly is financial projections and funding, right? To talk about your business, different finance sheets that you'll be using to handle your business, okay? All right, I want to be clear. If you can hear me clearly, I want you to also show up and tell me where you're watching this from. A few people in the chat section, just go and drop where you're watching from, so I have an idea of the class. All right, I'll take a minute to read out the chats. Okay, good. You can hear me clearly. That's good. Lawal is from Lagos. We have Sek from Enugu. We have Lawrence from Abuja, Dauda from Kanu. We have from Akwa Ibom, Ima Obong, Uchenna from Enugu. Okay, this is very good. I'm happy to see the diversity. Benin, Chima from Benin City. We have Shobowale. Okay, good. We have Rafi from Ogun State and Charles from Abakaliki. Okay, thank you guys for joining. I'm glad everybody's audible, can hear me clearly. The class has increased. We have about 45 people in class now. So now let's move into the nitty-gritty of why we are here, all right? And I learned this business model Canva. First time it was introduced to me was in my master's degree class, and it blew my mind, right? Because it's a very, very simple and powerful tool that you need to understand through and through, right? So if you have questions as we proceed, drop them in the chat section. I will address them at the end of the hour. Okay, so we have about 30-45 minutes. I'll teach on it, and then we'll have the last 15 minutes to address the questions. Okay, so let me introduce and redefine what business model canvas is. All right, so basically it's a tool, like I said, that helps you create, deliver, and capture the value you are delivering as a business. What are you creating? What's the product you are creating? It also talks about who you are creating this product for. How are you going to deliver the product to the customer or service to the customer, right? What is your pricing strategy? What is your cost? Everything captured in one picture. That's a business model canvas. The canvas, like painters, they paint on canvas, right? So basically, you're painting your business on a picture. That's what a business model canvas is, a visual framework for developing, describing, and analyzing a business model. By the time you are done, you basically come up with your business model. So when companies or people ask you, what's your business model, you literally bring out your business canvas and describe it to them, right? The business canvas helps you create details of your business model, right? And there are different types of business models. There's no one size fits all. Different businesses use different models. To break it down again, you have people who have shops on the roadside. Those shops are brick and mortar. We call them brick and mortar business. Basically, people have to walk into the store, pick the product they want, or order a service, and they pay for that service. That is basically a model. So the exchange of value happens in that shop, right? Now, a second option could be a Netflix. A Netflix doesn't have a brick and mortar system. A Netflix is online. You want to order Netflix, all you have to do is go to your phone, your TV, download the app, and you pay a subscription. Theirs is a subscription-based model, meaning every month you pay 3,000 to 5,000 naira to have an unlimited access to movies. There's nobody you call with Netflix. There's no calling for customer service. There's no complaints. It is very automatic, right? Very automated. That is their own business model, right? And they've seen the value that many people are on the go and they want to have entertainment, access to information readily and fast. So you can see how different both models are. The brick and mortar shop, like a supermarket, and a Netflix, for example. Also, in terms of delivering value to a customer, it must not be one avenue. You can have different streams of distributing your products. You can have a brick and mortar, you can have e-commerce, right? E-commerce is how you deliver your products to your customers, right? So that is one way I can describe a brick and mortar business to you, all right? The basics of business model canvas, I'll enter into them now. There are several different details that comes to creating a business model canvas. There are actually 9 elements. Can you guys see the 9 elements here? I want somebody to read it out to me. The different 9 elements here.
The 9 elements are as follows.
Customer segments.
Wait,
segments.
let the first person talk.
Value proposition.
First person should speak.
Yeah,
Customer
computer segment.
segments. Identifying the specific groups of customers' business.
Customer
Aims to-
relationships.
Revenue streams.
Sir,
Key resources.
Key
Okay.
partnerships.
Cost
partners.
structure.
Key activities.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
channels.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad you guys can see everything. So I'll run and go into details of these 9 different elements that we've spoken about. Customer segment, value proposition, channels, customer relationships, venue streams, key resources, key activities, key partnerships, and cost structure. So let's start with the customer segments. Customer segment, what does that mean? It helps you narrow down your customer. I'd like to use the opportunity to tell you now that for any business to be successful, you have to understand you cannot be everything to everyone. You cannot be everything to everyone. It is very, very, very important to understand what that means, right? The more specific your product is to a customer audience, the better your value delivery, the better your profitability, right? For example, now we could say Coke is for everyone, is everything to everyone, right? However, in the children's space, you have Ribena, you have Capri Sun, you have all those dairy products. You can see how more specific those products are for the kids segment. That is what a customer segmentation is all about. You have to make sure your product is aligned to the specific attributes of your customer, and that leads to creating a customer avatar. Right? I'll go more into that. So you must not have one specific group of customer. You can have several groups. So for instance, Coke now, yes, kids take Coke, but the adverts and the marketing communication for kids will be different from students, will be different from adults, will be different from workers. If you see Coke adverts now, Fanta, for example, it's usually a playful advert. They have the cartoon type of adverts for Fanta, which will appeal to kids. They also have the Gen Z teenage student kind of advert, which will appeal to that segment. So all the segmentation helps you with your marketing communications, that you are speaking clearly to the customer that you want, right? So I'll deep dive into this customer segmentation before we move into the other 9 segments. And under customer segmentation, there's one major thing you need to do. You need to do market research, and that market research will lead to your customer segmentation. Marketing research is a very, very, very critical part of any business model and business success. In the chat, I want you guys to write in the chat. Tell me the different ways of doing research that you know about. If you want to start a business, how do you go about doing research? What's the few things you can do? I will wait a few minutes to see your chats in the section. Lawal says survey. Conduct surveys. Someone says interviews. Sadiq says interview. Prefer interviews a lot. Interviews are one-on-one. Dauda says face-to-face. Market analysis. Okay, so I can see most of your answers are very good answers. Obviously, it's a very brilliant and exposed class. I'm liking what I'm hearing from you. So you're giving me an idea of your experience. So I see lots of interviews, market research, questionnaire, yes, one-on-one, face-to-face. Okay. Carry out need assessment, very good. Very good. So all these things, choose a business you have passion for, get to know the strengths and weaknesses of people already in business. Very good. So let me wrap up what you guys have told me now. Starting with the first one, which was a survey. So survey is another example of a questionnaire. They are basically the same thing. Interviews. So when you're interviewing a person, you're asking questions. You're doing a market survey. So very important, all this make up a market analysis. But you have to realize your questionnaire, your survey must be specific, right? You ask them what problems, you're finding out what problems they have. You're finding out what is in the marketplace. Like this is someone talking about competition, right? You're gathering data. And when you get those data, you have to go and mine it and understand what the data is saying. You are reviewing existing businesses. What is their solution? What is their product? Is it good enough? What are they not solving? In that whole big landscape, what niche? Someone say identify your niche. Yes, you will now identify which place can I enter, right? And I'll give you an example why I'm talking about this thing. It's a it's a very important decision to go into business, and it's important to know your niche. You cannot be everything to everyone. For example, I know somebody who wants to go into dairy business. Big business, dairy business is not a small business, big business, and wants to get everything from sourcing owning the cattle, from getting the milk, processing the milk, making the finished product and supplying, distributing across the country. As simple as that sounds, that's already a billion naira business. By the time it broke down everything, it's a billion naira business. Now, how many people have a billion naira or billions of naira to go into business? You have to identify your niche. Okay, along that value chain, where can the person start from? Where can you play? Right? Is it just okay? Just start with buying cattle, buy and sell cattle while you're collecting milk. That's a niche on its own, right? And you're mitigating your risk by understanding where you play. Internet surfing, yes, face-to-face. Carry out a need assessment. So now if you go ahead and check, and the marketplace is telling you that we don't need a new dairy product, we are fine what we like buying, then you know that your business is already doomed to fail because there's nothing new you are bringing. And the market is already telling you that we're not looking for anything new. When you are done with your research, you come up with a unique value proposition, right? You understand industry trends. I like that, industry trends. Dr. Helen, Dr. Sam, this class is very, very vast. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing here. You guys are obviously master degree holders and experienced individuals. I'm loving what I'm seeing. So good work, good answers, everyone. So let's get into it, all right? More into it. Like we said, this will help you identify your target. First is do the research, then you mine the data. Mine the data, that's what we talk about, data analyst and all that. Data analyst might sound like a big word, but it really is not a big word. You get the data, you batch the data, you read the data. It's as simple as surveys. Do you need a new brand of milk? Yes, no. And they'll tell you no. And you can't, if you need 100 surveys, and 90 people told you no, they don't need a new brand of milk, should you still go ahead and start a new business? The answer is clearly no, right? But if you do 1,000, there are different types of research. There's the quantitative and the qualitative. The quantitative is you use a large number. You use a huge number of people and do a research. So it could be 10,000 people are surveyed. you do it nationally, north, west, east, and south. Or if your business is specific for a region, north, for example, you do it in the north. That's a quantitative. A qualitative is you're using a smaller number of people, which could vary from 50 to 100 people. And you just want to test randomly middle-class people. You test the super rich people, and you test the below the pyramid people who fall in that segment. Below the pyramid people, let me give you an example of this, why research is important. Now, there are people in Nigeria who earn less than $1 a day. $1 now is 1,500 naira a day. That's what they earn. And you want to tell that person to buy a pack of milk, a carton of milk, for example. Of course, the person will not answer you because he or she cannot afford that. But that was the insight Cowbell got early in 1990s, and they started pack milk, the sachet milk that you see now everywhere, sachet milk, 50 naira, 100 naira, you bought your sachet milk, you're fine. That was the insight. So they found their niche through survey, through understanding what people need, right? And they've quickly identified their niche. So people below the pyramid who cannot afford to buy more, those people buy it. People in the offices who can buy, it doesn't make sense buying a pack of milk in the office because there'll be wastage, you can't account for it. But people start having sachets of milk in the office and everyone takes one, and a business was born, a new business was born, right? And now it's a billion dollar industry. And that sachet now, milk, Cowbell started it, but it's across every consumable you can think about. There are sachets, there are always smaller SKUs of those products around the place, right? So first thing, begin by defining your overall markets, narrow it down to specifics, meaning demographics. What's the age group of people I'm servicing, right? What's their socioeconomic status? What's their earning power? How much do they earn? Are they male or female? What is their religion? All those things are important information you need to gather, right? And then you find their pain points. What problems have they all shared across the market, right? So after that, you can see here, you see the different techniques they gave you. Surveys, interviews, observation, data analytics, everything you guys mentioned, and you guys mentioned more already here, right? So that is how you come up with data, gathering and analyzing the data. After you get that data, it's the essence of this business model. It's a very objective tool, and I like how it helps your thinking, right? And I'll show you one at the end of this discussion. When you are done with it, right, it helps you expand your idea and your solution. So you could actually start with an idea that, for example, you started with an idea of not to do a dairy business, like I said. But now you're like, I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Let me start with just owning cows. But by the time you see the research you got, you might see that people tell you that, I find it difficult getting good leather in Kano. I like to buy leather. And you see a need, and suddenly you now move from selling cows and milking cows to saying, okay, the leather from cow, I can now sell it, right? Or you're even better still, let me give you a better need. People now tell you that they have a problem getting meat, healthy, good cattle meat. And the abattoirs are far from them. They can't really get meat as they want. And then you now decide to start doing bulk selling, meaning you gather people together, 10 to 12 people who are willing to buy a cow and share it. And then you now come up with a new business that, okay, I will sell you 20,000 naira worth of meat. This is what you will get: 2 kg of beef, 1 kg of pomo, And you just prepare something new, a different product line. And before you know, every month you have people buying from you. Once you slaughter a cow, they'll buy everything from you, right? This is different from the milk business you started initially, that you want to do only milk. And now you've entered cow business. You went meat, the meat business and the milk business. So the idea is that customer segmentation and research opens you up to new opportunities that you were not even thinking about. It's a very objective flow, right? And it helps you improve customer satisfaction better. So the customers, they tell you that, I don't have 20,000 naira to buy immediately. However, do you have payment option? You now say, okay, yes. Every beginning of month, you pay 10,000. By end of the month, you pay another 10,000 naira, and your meat will be ready. And they buy from you once a month. So that's even better from them. So now you're not talking about, you're not going into pricing. You're going to pricing strategies. That is how this business canvas works, right? You start from one and you move to the second one. Can you guys still see my slides?
Yes, we are seeing.
Okay, I want to show you what the business canvas looks like.
We are seeing the slides.
Okay, I'll show you. Okay, this is a business model. You can see on the right. Can you guys see it? Customer segment number 1.
We are not seeing anything now.
What we're saying is your
We saw it.
document, the
Different
PDF
customer
document.
segment.
So you need to unshare this one.
You have to
You can
unshare the first slide and
Can
then
you unshare this?
bring in
Okay.
the second one.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can
Business
see.
model canvas.
Yes.
We can see it now.
Yes, we can see it now.
Very good. So you see number 1 on the right. That is the customer segment.
It's
Yeah,
coming
we saw
up.
it.
From the customer
Okay, sir.
segment, next thing you move to is the value proposition. You can see
Yes.
number 2.
Yes, we saw.
Now, what is the value? Now, the example I gave you just now, you can see how it is moving from the customer to the value proposition. I will give you meat. I'll give you bulk meat, sharing every month, and you can pay twice. That is the value you're bringing. Hygienic meat, safe, that is the value. Number 3, what is the channels? How do you offer this value to these people? That's the channel. I want you guys to study this next slide. This is Netflix slide. You can see how they offer. Can you look at it and study it a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is now looking at Netflix. The first thing they are doing is mass market. Customer segment is everybody, right? And they say number 2, on-demand video, content anytime you want it, you can watch. Number 3, how does Netflix give you their products? Through websites, through app stores, and by partnering with different people, right? That's how they offer you the products, that film, movies that you watch. Number 4, customer relationship. How do they relate with you? How do they solve your problems? It's automated. Self-service platform. We go to the app, everything is very automated. There's not a human resource to it. Number 5, revenue streams. Now we're talking about money. How are they earning money? It's just one way they earn money. Subscription. They have different models, different packages. You can pay for high definition, clarity, how clear the video. You can pay for the basic, right? Subscription. Number 6, you have key resources. How can they offer you this? How can they offer this value to you? They need to make sure they have the streaming rights for the movies. They have rights from the owners of the movies. And they have enough content. And importantly, internet. They have to make sure that they are in partnership with internet companies to make sure the product, the movies get to you fast, real time, doesn't stop, doesn't lag. And then you have number 7, key activities. You have to also always make sure new movies coming out, right? Number 8, key partners again are internet service providers. They have to make sure that people are actually going out and giving internet service, making it affordable for people. And number 9 is what cost? What are their costs? How are they managing their costs? Because any business has to be profitable. So now I told you that this is a visual demonstration of a business model. This is what a business model canvas is. This is all. If you cannot explain your business to anybody with this kind of format, that means your business is too confusing. And when your business is confusing, that means you've not narrowed it down. You've not narrowed it down to put total clarity to your business, right? So that's an example. This is a snapshot. This is a business model canvas, which will not create your business model. So talking through it is your business model. When someone asks you, what's your business model? Then you can talk, you bring out this document and you talk through this document. Okay? So I'm going back to the original sheet I was speaking from. Can you confirm that switched and you can see it?
Yes, you're back.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Okay, so now you totally understand what I mean by business model now. You can see the difference, right?
Yes, we do, sir.
Okay. So that is it. So moving on, different customer segments help you provide. Different customer segments have unique needs and preferences. And then you now have to tailor your product and your service and your solution to the different segments that you want to serve. You know, like I mentioned, you must not be everything to everyone. Do your research using everything you mentioned, and that's how you land at a very good customer research and get your different customer segments. And another thing, I mean, it's not in the slide, it's not here, but basically your customer research helps you create a customer avatar. Does anyone know what a customer avatar is? You can drop it in the chat. Customer avatar. Okay, thank you. Lawal, you've answered it perfectly. I see some questions. That's all the questions by the end of the day. Can someone volunteer to note the questions down for me? So at the end, you can just read them to me.
Dr.
Yes.
Helen, take notes, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Helen. Yes. Customer avatar is creating a detailed profile of an ideal customer. Correct. So when you're doing your customer research, you now know that, okay, my ideal customer or my ideal customer in the different segments is one is a mother. A mother, you will not say, you didn't, for let's say for the cow business, you say a mother because a mother is more economic. She's more price sensitive. She wants safe food for her family. She's usually the one that buys food for the house, right? So you are that's your ideal customer. A man, on the other hand, does not always buy food stuff for the house. So if you go and create a marketing campaign targeting men, right, you might be wasting your adverts. You might be wasting because it's the woman who is the one that actually buys, and women are more price sensitive. They are more trustworthy. Let me put it that way. If a woman tells you that she will pay twice in a month, she's almost 100% sure to do that because she's in charge of the home. A man might tell you he has to go and fix his car and default on the payment or whatever it is. So because the woman is the home manager, you plan all your campaigns to talk to the woman. So that's the avatar you come up with, especially for the different campaigns. Like I said, Fanta has a cartoon advert for Fanta. They are speaking to kids, speaking to young adults. They also have proper adult adverts that speak to adults. So your customer research will give you a customer avatar. All right. So moving on, there are some questions here, but no worries. At the end of the task of the class, you will have an assignment to do. So now we have landed back at value proposition design. You can see how this customer, our canvas is taking us step by step. So your idea, that big idea you have in your mind, you just don't think you have one massive idea that will change the world and you just go and borrow 100 million and be running around the place. With this one, you can see clearly your idea is a brilliant one, right? So the next step is the value. What value am I giving my customers? Is it compelling enough? Is it a strong value? Or is it something that you come and tell me that I have this perfume, come and buy perfume. This new perfume is made. In fact, I'm not interested in buying perfume now. It's not a need for me. I mean, fuel has moved from 100 naira to 500 naira per liter, right? Yam used to be 2.5, it's now 5.5. Yeah, and you're coming to me to come and buy one perfume that is 200,000. So if you are speaking to me, for instance, it's not compelling to me. But if your audience is high network individuals, yes, you know those people can afford it and you know the places to meet them. So you have to make sure whatever product you come up with is relevant, is compelling, is in need to the niche, to the customer avatar you want to serve, right? So what you learn from value proposition is what's the value you're creating, how compelling it is. Does it solve a customer problem? Does it meet a need? And examine how to communicate the unique value. Exactly. How do you communicate that value? It's very important. How do you communicate that value? It has to be clear, concise, and straight to the point. The value has to be very memorable, it has to be catchy. Back to the meat business now. I offer healthy meats, healthy cattle meats, which you can pay twice for. Delivered to your doorstep, and you have the option of paying twice. In one short sentence, I've told you my business, I've told you my value proposition, and I've told you how I'm meeting a need that you have. If you cannot say your value proposition in a short sentence, your business is still confusing, you have to go to the back to the drawing board. That is the essence of this. And your value proposition has to resonate with your customer. If there are 100 people doing what you are doing, oh, I don't need your product. Don't worry, come back tomorrow. There are thousands, hundreds of examples I can give, right? Example, I think I'll change it. Example is an Uber. Uber was never there before. Bolt wasn't there before. If you needed a cab, you have to leave your house. If you stay in an estate, you have to walk to the gate. You get there, you now start waiting for a cab that is free, or you jump a bike and go to one other place before you see bus. But with Uber, technology just changed the game globally, right? So at the convenience of your anywhere you are, anytime, use your app, a cab comes to your doorstep in 10, 15 minutes, and you're on your way. Safe, reliable, comfortable, affordable. Solving my problem. It's strong and compelling to me, right? And when they are doing their marketing communication, these are the things they will be telling me. Online, emails, pop-up adverts, Instagram, this is what they'll be telling me. Safe, fast, reliable transportation anywhere in Lagos, right? They've even gone further to now even tell you that they do product delivery, that you can send a package through an Uber. So now they've become like even a service company that delivers products. And for example, you as a delivery, you have a product you sell. The problem you would have had before delivery bikes came was, how do you get the product to the person? You literally have to go get a cab or drive your car to the person's house, give the person the product, the person will pay. You now drive back. Your profit has already been eroded through your fuel to and fro. But now, with the emergence of bikes started, I remember in Lagos, bikes delivery started around 2016. And now you can see bikes everywhere. And there's a huge trust these businesses have. You give them a package, it will be delivered. So you've cut your costs drastically by using that bike delivery service. And that's a business model somebody came up with, right? So value propositions have to be very strong, have to be very engaging, and customers are willing to buy from people who address their pain points, who fulfill their desires. And meeting customer needs build loyalty and trust, right? Build loyalty and trust. And you must understand, for any business to be profitable, it has to be a repeat business. It has to be positive word of mouth referrals. That's how you build businesses, right? So I'm moving to the next thing, which is revenue models. This is point number 3. Revenue models. You've done your market research, you've done customer segmentation, you've done value proposition. Now you're doing revenue models. How do I earn money from this thing I want to start? When you first started the business, was buying and selling. That's all you did, buying and selling. Let's say you sell medical equipment, or even equipment in general, whatever equipment, farm trucks, tractors, you buy and sell that. That is your business idea. I'll give different examples so that I can touch on different areas, different industries, and you can see how relevant it is to your own sector. Now, that's all you do. Buy, sell, tractor, buy, sell. But along the line, your customers start coming back to you that, the tractor has gone bad. Do you know where we can get this part? Do you know where we can service it? You say, no, you don't know. But it will now suddenly occur to you that this is a different opportunity that is at on your laps. Now, people need servicing for their tractors. They need servicing for the medical equipment. So from the get-go, you could start selling, tell them you sell and you service. You hire mechanics and all, and you give them a subscription. Your product is 500,000 naira, for instance. However, if you pay 750,000 naira, that 50,000 is your service fee. So for the next 6 months, we'll service your equipment twice. Once every quarter, I'll come and service it. That increases the chance of your product, your machine not breaking down. You see now your value proposition is now richer, and people are willing to pay more, as opposed to only the 500,000 you have just made from selling the product. So you see how different revenue streams are coming from one single business idea. And the revenue models are subscription streams. Like I said, Netflix, subscribe every month. Or if you want to subscribe, they'll tell you even pay for a full year and you get 1 month free. That's also a strong value proposition for me. You have one-time sale, which is buying and selling. That's the basic one. You have the freemium model, and you get that a lot from people like Zoom. So Zoom will say, use my product for free. 45 minutes free. After 45 minutes, it cuts off. But if you want to, excuse me, if you want to enjoy longer times, pay subscription every month. So this is a freemium model just to attract people on board. And the freemium model works very well because you have hundreds and thousands of people coming on board. A gym, for instance, can use a free model. Come and use the gym free. First 2 times is free. After that, you pay. Just to attract people in, get them into your door first, and then you show them your value, right? So there are some factors to consider when setting prices. You have costs, you have competitive analysis, you have value proposition, you have customer perception, you have market demand, customer segmentation, psychological pricing, promotions and discounts, dynamic pricing, and testing and feedback. So let me take them one by one. So now cost basically is what cost did you incur to create that product, to deliver that service? What product? Basic. I bought this book for 2,000 naira. I want to sell it for 3,500. How much did you use to buy that book? Your transportation cost, your marketing cost, the delivery of the product, how much is it? If you spend 1,500 to do all that, and you sell that book at 4,000 naira, you are at a loss. You might as well have just sat down your house and not done. So you have to make sure all your costs are captured, and then you decide what your pricing will be, your profit. Now, if you're not sure of your pricing, how to arrive at it, you can do a competitive analysis. What are other companies pricing their product as? And with Google, simple research, Google, you can see products and stuff, right? Another thing is your value proposition. People are paying more for value. Meaning, if I tell you that, okay, like I said, buy 20,000 worth of meat every month, but pay twice and pay 20,500 naira. I'll pay that 500 naira extra. I won't mind because that's value. Okay, twice 500 naira. To you, 500 naira is profit. It's extra money. So your value can make you charge a premium, charge extra, stronger your value. Customer perception. Now, I love this customer perception. It's called like perception pricing. Now, there's a way you carry your brand, you intentionally build your brand, you package your brand, that people want to pay more for your brand. So other people who don't package, who don't have a brand, zero brand identity, can sell something for 5,000. They'll just toothpaste. For example, toothpaste, there's no name to it. So sell it 5,000 naira. But they'll sell it 500 naira. But once you see a Colgate on the toothpaste, you're willing to pay 2,000 naira for it. Why? Because you believe Colgate is better. You believe Colgate has higher quality. But if you check them, apple for apple. You'll be surprised the same thing they have, same ingredients, same product, but you just like the Colgate because there's a brand to it. You can trust it better, right? And that leads to customer perception that high quality products charge more. High quality brands charge more. So you have to make sure whatever product or service you're offering, build a brand while you're offering it. Or make sure you're associated with a brand. And that will help your pricing. Market demand, is there demand for your product? And the higher the demand for your product, the more you can charge. Customer segmentation. Now I spoke about children. If you are creating for children, can children afford your product? If you go and put a new brand of dairy milk, whatever, small, and you put the price for 100 naira, 200 naira. Yes, a kid in school, break time, they can buy your milk, small dairy milk for 200 naira and buy biscuit 100 naira. It's fine. But if your milk is 1,000 naira, they cannot buy it except their parents buy it for them. So you have to make sure that you are talking to the right customer. If you are talking to the parents can afford it. So your market, all these affect your marketing communication. Psychological pricing also is very nice, interesting. People are willing to pay for something that is 9,500 naira or 4,500 naira. Once the thing is now above 5,500, in people's mind, that 5,500 is already 7,000 or 6,000. So you have to use some psychological hacks to make sure your pricing, people, okay, it's under 1,000 naira, okay, I'll buy it. It's under 500. So you make sure your pricing makes sense. Dynamic pricing, meaning that your prices can fluctuate. If you have a monopoly of a market, your prices can change, right? Now, I know yam sells for average of 3,500, 5,500, 7,000. It changes. So every day I go to the market, I know that this yam can be 4,000. I'm open to that because there's a high demand. And the last thing is testing and feedback. If you're not sure, after everything you're not sure, you can put it out there. See how it goes for 1 month. If you get feedback that people say it's too expensive, you can come back and do a discount or slash it. So the market always responds to your product. You just have to find the right way to balance your product and your service. I hope you guys are following the class. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, happy to hear that. All right, so we are basically almost done. I have 5 more slides for you. I will crave your indulgence to give me an extra 10, 15 minutes so I can answer all your questions when I'm done, okay? So on to the next one. And we have financial projections and funding. This is what many people struggle with, especially the funding part of the business. And I can tell you that not all businesses need funding. And for those that need funding, there are ways to get it, okay? But there are a few things you have to know, first of all, before you start any meaningful business. You have to understand how to read your financial statements. Financial statements are financial tools that help you understand your cash flow, your profitability, your costs, right? So income statements is all about cost of goods, your expense and your net profits. How much did I buy it? How much did I use to manufacture it? That will land at your expense. Sorry, at your cost of goods. That will land at it, right? Now, operating expense is about how do I get your running costs, generator, all that. Use how much does that come up? Then you want to sell at what? How much price? How much is your profit? So income statements are very spot on. They tell you this is what you sold, this is what you made. And the last is balance sheet. Sorry, second is balance sheet. Every business has assets and liabilities. An asset could be a company car, could be a generator, be the building you rented. Did you rent the building? Do you own the building? Those are assets, because if you are running a 100 million naira business, for instance, it's an asset. So if you need to get capital and you go to a bank for funding, they will ask you for your assets. And you say, I own the company, we own the building 100%. So that's an asset. A liability, it could be a loan you've taken. You have a 100 million naira building where you've taken a loan of 500 million, right? And you pay back every month. Your balance sheet will show you how healthy your business is, because 100 million is the collateral, 500 million is the loan. How much is your business making every month? Net profit. Because if you are making a net profit of, say, 20 million naira, right? Or 50 million naira. And for that 50 million naira, you are paying the loan 20 million naira, right? In 1 year, you would have paid about 240 million naira. So that makes sense. Shows that you are healthy, that financially you are healthy. In 2 years, 2.5 years plus, you would have paid off that 500 million naira. That is good. Balance between your assets and your liabilities and your cash and the money you're making shows that you're healthy. But for you to understand this, you must have built some history. So it's important that wherever level of business you are now, you have your statements. Every month you are reviewing your income statement, your balance sheet, and your cash flow. Because if you have done business 6 months, you can see for 6 months, money coming into your account 6 months is 5 million naira every month. 6 months, 30 million naira entered your account. So you can actually predict that, okay, in the next 6 months, I will get another 20 to 30 million naira. So your cash statements help you predict, help you forecast what your performance would be like realistically, without not being overly spiritual and saying God will do it, God will do it. In the last 6 months, you've not sold up to 100,000 naira, and you are coming to meet someone to borrow you 5 million naira. Based on what now? How? You tell me, no, you cannot tell me that your business is possibly successful that because of this, because of that. No. In the small way your business has started, you should be able to show profitability, you should be able to show potential. That is the idea of it. So this, like I said, all these things feed into your business model canvas and gives confidence to you and investors. Now, for this part that many people like, how do you raise money? These are the 4 different ways. Bootstrapping. You will grow the business yourself from your own revenues, from your own. I know people who have sold off their own properties to start their business, sold off their air conditioner, their TVs, put into the business because they needed that funding. And it worked for them. And as the business grew, they could get angel investors. People will come and invest. Okay, I'll give you 10 million naira. I want 10% of the business for eternity. Or you can actually negotiate and say, okay, instead of for eternity, I'll give you 10% of the business for 2 years. After 2 years, I've paid back your paid back the money I brought from you. The rest is profit. But 2 years, we cut off. That is fine. But people have to believe in your business and believe in you. You have to have integrity. Venture capitalists, venture capital investors, these kind of people, they are companies, they are institutions. They go around helping businesses grow, helping businesses scale. And the last is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is like, what do they call that thing? Ajo. Every month, people come together and bring 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, 500,000 naira. And 1 month, at the end of 1 month, depending on how many you are, you can collect the funds. So you've done it and your time reaches and they give you your 1 million. You gotta kickstart your business. So these are ways to get money. It's not as simple as this, but it's really also as simple as this. Because if the mindset of the entrepreneur is not clear, and is always expecting people to fund him, people to help him, it doesn't always work that way. There should be a certain degree of confidence, bootstrapping this thing and pushing it in, believing in it and going for it. But before you start, the business model canvas helps you to be prepared and be honest that your business is viable. And before you go for any pitch asking for finances, you have to make sure you have your business plan, know your numbers, practice it, rehearse it, and pitch confidently to those people I mentioned, investors, right? And I'm sure many people are still confused between a business plan and a business model. There are two different things, right? The business model is inside your business plan. By the time you are done with this snapshot, no, this is just one snapshot, a picture, one page. But you need a business plan would have to break down everything, all the details. You break it down, the writing, where it's market. You break, this is the business model is a summarized version, snapshot. But the business model is everything from the finance, all your income statements, cash flow statements, everything. It shows everything in one go, your balance sheets. Okay, so now I'm moving on to, oh, I'm done. I actually thought I had more to give, but I'll move on to my other slide, just to show you. Also, you can see there are some links here that show different references where you can get more information or funding. They're actually NGOs that fund businesses, and more information here you can search. I believe this document has been shared with everyone. So that's the snapshot of a business model canvas. And I'll just summarize it again so that everyone understands a business model canvas. Business model canvas is basically nine categories, and it starts from the customer segmentation. Who is your customer? Who's your customer avatar? And like I said, it starts with you doing a research to know the different customer avatars you have, different customer segments. It helps you to define your value proposition, which was compelling to them. And then you have your channels. How am I going to deliver this product or services to these customers, right? And the customer relationships. How am I going to handle customer relationships? How am I going to deal with them? Any challenges? How am I going to handle any problems they may have? Because you want customers to come back to you. And the more they trust you, the more you handle their problems in a very friendly and nice way, the more they come back to you. Number 5, revenue streams. How many ways can you get money from the customer? It's called share of the wallet. Everybody is fighting for a share of the customer's wallet. Petrol, they will buy petrol, they will buy food, they will buy everything, they'll pay school fees. So what share of the wallet are you fighting for? Right? And that's where your different revenue streams come. Subscription based, anything, pay twice. What are the key resources you need for your business? What are the key activities you need to do for your product to be created, for the value proposition to be delivered? What are the key partnerships? And I must say this again. Partnerships are very key. If you want to go far in business, please leverage on partnerships. If you are selling a product, you must not sit in your house or go and rent a shop to sell a product. You can go and partner with other supermarkets, other shops, other malls, and put your products there and employ someone to be there. It is faster because that way you have your product in 10, 20 stores, right? If you are buying and selling, for example, as opposed to you in one place, in one shop, in one remote place, just that shop, and you are there. It will be slow. You can ship out from there. Yes, you can have one place and ship out your product from there, your bike and everything. But for expansion, you can partner. Partnerships are very important. There are different types of partnerships. Partner with bikes. Instead of owning a bike, own your own bike. Partner with bike to deliver for you. So your costs are going down. So you focus on your focus. Focus on what you are good at, on your product, making sure it's 100% good and delivers on value. The last thing is cost structure, which is identifying your expenses and costs with your businesses and making sure that you have 100% control on that cost structure. And you can now use that to your advantage. Okay. So at this junction, I want to thank you all for your time. I want to take questions now to make sure everyone totally understands a business plan. I'm showing a picture of the business plan, business model canvas now so that you can clearly see it again using Netflix as an example. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Odaba. We are very happy for that interesting and excited facilitation section. In fact, I believe that, I know if given more time, I think the students are very happy. We are all very happy to sit down and hear from you. But just because we have limited time. Yes, I don't know whether I should start from the chat, the questions from the chat, or you start from here before I read those ones in the chat. Thank you very much, sir. Or should I start from the chat?
Yes, ma'am. Let's start from the chat.
Okay. So the first question was asked by Friday. So why is it that we don't have the channel or customers relationship as number 2, but then have value proposition as number 2 when it is directly next to customer segments? That's the first question. And then Umar asks, okay, this one, it says, sir, I am, okay, the same question. It says, sir, I am struggling to understand the numbering. It's the same question
let me answer the first question.
Okay, sir. All right.
Okay. So for the second one, I've increased the size of the business canvas, so it's very clear. So I like the question the person asked. And honestly, I've asked myself that question, but I've never found out the reason why. Why customer segment is on the far right and number 2 value propositions on the second, on the middle side. I don't know the answer to that. I'll find out and I'll share that with Dr. Sam. Probably next class we have, I'll also share the answer. So I don't know why it was done, but I can see that number 1 is on the far right, number 2 is in the middle, number 3 and 4 comes back to the right. So anyway, I don't think anything is cast in stone. You literally can arrange your own value proposition to make sure value proposition is next customer segment, right? So that you feel free, more comfortable communicating this to your audience, right? So nothing is cast in stone. You can shift this about. But for academic purposes, this is how it's arranged, and this is how you should use it when you're writing your exams, okay?
Exactly. Okay, sir. The next question is, okay, still the numbering. Okay, this person asks, okay, please, sir, can the video, that one, I know the video will be sent. There is no need for that. Then Josephine says, she did not get the attendance sheet. I think, okay, let me just read for those. I did not get the attendance sheet during the last facilitation because of the network. Then she still went ahead to say, is it possible to have the link on value chain and record keeping? Then the question that Annie asks, does it really pay to stick to bootstrapping, since it is limited, it is limited growth, or it limits growth? Is it, does it pay to stick to the bootstrapping since it limits growth? That is our question.
Okay. Yes. So I would strongly recommend that, yes, if you don't have any other options, start with bootstrapping, because nobody will believe in your idea more than you. If you come to me, you want, for instance, you want 20 million to start a business. I ask you, how much do you have? You say you don't have any. So is my money you want to use, I'm going to start your dream business. I will not invest in you, because there's a risk that I might lose my money.
Okay, sir.
So
thank you. Another
you should
question.
be willing
Okay.
to put some money into it, right? And I'm not just saying blindly put your money into it. That's the essence of the business model canvas. By the time you're done with this exercise, you will know, and people will tell you that you have a good business idea. It makes sense, it's viable, it's sustainable. But if it's not a good idea, you will see straight up that nobody needs this product or service. So this business model canvas takes nothing to do. Limited money for you to do your research and everything. So yes, after this, before you think of funding.
And this person also asks, Elizabeth said, what is the difference between quantitative and qualitative analysis? I think that one has been explained. Maybe she didn't listen.
Okay, let me run it again. Yeah, quantitative, as name implies, quantitative is quantity. So there are some products or businesses that need to have a big research done, huge research, huge number. So for example, the Coke or Milo wants to launch a new product. They could do a quantitative, meaning they want to bring a new type of Milo. They will do a 100,000 survey, and they will now check if people want this product. Yes, so you could clearly see that, okay, people only want it in the south, people don't want it in the north, people want it in the west, people don't want it in the east. So they could clearly say, okay, from this information, let's launch new products only in the east. All right. A qualitative could be, they already have a product, or a qualitative is quality, meaning people are already buying my product, for example, middle class people. So I want to find out what they're using my products for. So they'll go around to meet middle class people. So they'll just do, okay, just 50 people, 100 people, 50 people in the north, 50 in the west, east, south, just to have an idea of how people use your product. And you'll be surprised what they tell you, that like maybe in the south, people drink Milo with ice cubes because it's always hot. Or they drink Gary with milk. They don't use, in the north, they drink Gary with milk. They never use Milo. Never, it's like a taboo. So those are things you start getting qualitative, just getting insights from a few people as opposed to quantitative, which is quantity. So with the name, you remember the difference. Quantity is quantitative, quality is qualitative. That's it.
Thank you. The last but not the least question is, Dauda Yusuf asks, there are a lot of startup businesses by the young Nigerians. All measures are put in place, but the business collapse. Please, more highlights on that things as why business collapse. Some of them, so many startup business, and they put so much resources. At the end of it, the business did not see the light of the day, and it collapsed. That they should throw more light to it. Thank you, sir.
There's a statistics that says that I think 70 to 80% of entrepreneurial businesses collapse within 10 years, something like that. I'll double check. So it's statistically proven that some businesses do not succeed, right? And there are several things that could cause failure. It could be, one, the founding partners, the owner of the business. It could be no more relevance of the product. It could be there's no growth. For example, the person is in one town, that's all it does, that's servicing that town. And it could be technology. So for example, now someone has a taxi business and is using yellow cab, but technology has come and disrupted the market. Uber, everybody's using Uber now, but you are still using your yellow cab. Say, I shan't agree. I will drive this car, yellow cab. It will give me money. It won't give the person money. The business will fold, right? It could be also that people are not growing in their business in terms of running like a proper business. So you have a car, a truck that you used to ship your let's say person's into building, and it ships to ship cement and all that. In proper companies, that asset will be priced accordingly, meaning every year it loses value. At the end of the 5th year, they can even sell off that truck because the value has reduced. But for most other struggling businesses, they will continue using that truck, changing all the parts, changing. But you are losing more money through that asset. That asset is not a liability itself. So you have to understand business. And that's where a master's program comes in. That's why this entrepreneurship program you're in is here. There are several factors. There's human factor, there's government factor, there's socio-economic factors. They call it I've forgotten the name of this thing now. When it comes to strategy, there's a 9. I'll look for that thing. Next class, I'll share it. You look at your business holistically to see what are the risk factors involved. What is the strategy I can use to evolve my business?
The line is breaking.
Hello?
The line is breaking.
I can hear you clearly. Do you hear what I said just now?
We can hear you clearly. Maybe from my hand, you are flowing quite well.
Maybe your network is not good. That's why the line is breaking. It's not from here.
Continue.
Okay. So just move around. Maybe it will get better. So socioeconomic reasons could be there, right? So for instance, people have moved from 100 naira to 500 naira for fuel in the last year. So people are spending more on that, right? That alone is an opportunity. So, for example, you sell. Well, let me see what you sell now. You sell something in that space. Let's say generators, and you say people are not buying generators, but you've seen that fuel has increased from this to this. Maybe you should think about buying. No, many people moved from generators. They moved from their generators from fuel to gas. Some people have moved their cars, they changed their engines from fuel to gas. So now those are new businesses that have started. And people are seeing opportunity in that one and they're following through on it. So sometimes the market just shifts. But many entrepreneurs do not shift with the market. They stay with the market. And the business fails. So it's not necessarily that the market is I don't say it's the fault of the entrepreneur, but you have to be open to no time to shift. You have to be open to open different streams of income. Let's say revenue streams. A beautiful example I can give you now, with the increase in petrol, increase in power and NEPA, you've seen a spike in installation of solar panels. I have seen, I can pass 10 houses now, and I'll see 8 having solar panels. That's a huge opportunity and people are cashing out now. But so what stops an entrepreneur from moving from construction? He builds, person builds only, he builds, that's what he does. But now he has a challenge that people are not building as much again because let's say assuming his clientele don't have enough money to build. But he already has 50 customers he has built for. But now he's in his house crying that he's about to fold his business and everything. There's nobody building house again. What stops him from going to learn solar installation business? Invest in, learn it over 3 months and go back to those 50 customers who he used to service and say, okay, our company now has diversified, we're into solar installation. If he was a good business person and had good relationship with them, they would tell, oh, fantastic, please come and install for us. And then a new stream of income opens up. So it's about thinking outside the box. And entrepreneur is someone who's very creative and entrepreneurial. Think outside the box. And I think that would help in reducing the rate of business failure. And most importantly, it's still God. We are all men at the end of the day. We can read all the data possible, but you also have to be spiritual and pray that God opens the eyes to see opportunities. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I think you have done justice to this particular course or particular topic. Okay, somebody is here to ask a question. Dr. Amusa, please, can you ask your question? Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, the facilitator, for the beautiful lecture. I just want to seek your opinion on this. When you ask students to submit business proposal, and you see some making submissions on buying and selling, maybe they're just interested in buying and selling, and we're interested in coming up with innovative ideas. You know, that's the key words in the task. But they're coming up with buy and sell. So what's your opinion on that kind of business plan? That is one. Then secondly, it looks like general questions. Is it really possible for everyone to be an entrepreneur? And if not, why, how do I put it? I don't know. Because some people are saying we should become entrepreneurs, I know of a student who was telling me when we asked them to submit a business plan, he said he's not ready to do any business, he's not ready to be on his own. I want to work for somebody that is already working and is making his money, is comfortable. So how do you explain such thinking, and at what point should we stop forcing people to be an entrepreneur? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Dr. Son. The first question is, most of the home assignments you are getting are people are doing buying and selling. I would say that I think that's the easiest business to start. It's very easy. Buy, sell, finished product, buy, sell. So I believe that's why many people are tilting towards that. But also, I also would like the challenge that you have proposed, that people should try something different and think outside the box. So you can, nothing stops you from submitting two assignments if you want. You can do your buying and selling, but dare to be a bit more creative. Like Uber, the problem has always been there, and they came up with an Uber app, right? And now it's global, because buying and selling, you can only scale so much, right? You can scale with technology anyway. So yes, do that one, but if you can be daring to, okay, what other new thing have I been thinking about? So Netflix, Uber, who again, which other, Netflix is taking the market of DSTV. You can see how aggressive Netflix is. So all those things are game changers. They are game changers. Even online teaching, Zoom wasn't making a lot of money, but when COVID came, Zoom is now like one of number one in the world now. They are making money from us by just being here, right? So before now, you used to go into classrooms, physically go into classrooms, but before the National Open University came, everything became virtual. So you see how this also fits into a new way of thinking. So everyone, please try. Let's challenge ourselves to come up with new things. Then the second question is, it reminds me of the, what's it called, slogan, or what they call it, that leaders are not born, leaders are made. I also say the same thing. Entrepreneurs, you could say not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Yes. It is fine to go to school and work for somebody and make money. Even working for somebody is even good for entrepreneur. When you work for established companies, you learn how businesses are structured. You learn how businesses function. With that knowledge, you can now decide to become an entrepreneur later, right? So you can be entrepreneur before working, be entrepreneur after working, be entrepreneur while you're working, side hustle, everything works. But it's not, nobody's forcing you to be entrepreneur. Either you are interested or you're not interested. So I think it's choice. We all have choices. Yes, that's it.
Thank you very much, sir. Because of time, I want to add this. The essence of this entrepreneurship education is not that everybody will become entrepreneur, but it will help you. Because gone are those days that once you come out of the university, you'll be given a well-paid job with cash, but it's no longer like that. But why is the university feel it deemed that students should undergo this course is for them to be self-sustained, to be able to take care of themselves, even with white-collar job or no white-collar job. What they learn in the university will be able to fetch them something tomorrow. But they should always channel this, make this say, whether job or no job, I think I will still survive with what. And also, when we talked about entrepreneur, there's difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneur. Entrepreneur are those people that are working under people, but maybe because they don't have money, or maybe because they just want to be under somebody. But there are those that have the money to start up their own. But that does not mean, like my facilitation rightly put it, that does not mean that they will not become an entrepreneur tomorrow. Thank you very much. I think Mr. Charles, I want to give my director time before any other person. If time permits, you will be given the opportunity. Thank you, sir. Please, the floor is.
Yes, I just want to say something about that. You see, your very life can be entrepreneurial. Your very, very life, your very existence, meaning that you take ownership of your very life. You know, you are open to new ideas in your own very life. That's entrepreneurial life. You step out of your comfort zone to try new things. That's entrepreneurial life. You see problem, you create solution to it. That's entrepreneurial. You embrace changes, you know, when necessary. That's entrepreneurial. You nurture connection and network. That's entrepreneurial. You stay curious and committed to self-improvement. That's entrepreneurial. So it's not about making money alone. So entrepreneurial is about your life itself. So that mindset must evade you. It's not about money. It's about your life. I just want to shift that one in and change your people's mindsets. So when people say, even your life itself is a business, you know, so it's your existence. Let me stop there because of time. We will talk more.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, my able director, for that beautiful contribution. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I think in the absence of any other question or contribution, our time is fast spent. This 11:27. I think we'll
this
call it.
Also, the assignment we're going to give you is going to be your projects on this business canvas. It's a project, okay? So take your time. You may not submit now. We will appoint people to even look at it with you. That's your supervisor, because that's exactly where we are going. So we're going to appoint supervisor for each and every one of you to look at your business canvas. So don't be in a hurry to do these things. You know, we will send you the assignment. We'll expect you to do it well. All right. Thank you, Dr. Dabo, for this beautiful taking us through this facilitation. We deeply appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you again on other subject matter. Dr. Helen, thank you for moderating it excellently. And for all those who participate, I hope you have filled your attendance. Please do so.
Some of them are still waiting for attendance link. I don't know why they have not seen it. Please, can they post it one more time for them to?
We've been posting it over and over and over and
That
over.
is it.
Anyway, there's no excuse for anyone. Fill your attendance.
I've not seen the attendance link, sir.
It's on the charts, boss. Oh,
Please,
Okay,
you
sir.
have sent another one, please.
my
Don't
doctor,
say you
I
didn't
need to,
see
sir.
it.
Yes,
There's
sir.
another attendance.
It's
All
Dr.
right.
Basilo.
All right.
See
Thank
another
you.
one here. Please do that as soon as possible.
Dr. Dabo mentioned that you will get back to us. However, it's very important to know that you start from customer segments, you know, and it's very important because you need to understand the customer before defining your value proposition. And from value proposition, you go to your customer relation, your revenue stream, and your key activity, and all of that. Finally, your cost structure. That is a sequence generally, anyway, based on your objectives. So I post it on the chat box. I will also let you have it also, because this is your project. We expect to do it excellently. I wish you the best. Thank you, Dr. Dabo, for doing justice to this subject matter. On behalf of the entire university, the directorate, we appreciate you. Dr. Basil, thank you for joining, even though we didn't hear your voice. Yes, thank you. All right. Bye-bye for now, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
bye.
Dabo.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacob is also in the house.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Dr. Alex, Lovett Kweme is also in the house. We
I
appreciate you all.
always attend now. I'm always
Yes,
here.
so.
I want to learn.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Dr. Sefina
sir.
also, the director is also in the class. We appreciate you. Bye-bye for now.